Welcome to DPS Talks, and today with me I have Principal Matt Fraas of Stephen Decatur Middle School. Matt, welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us about yourself. Where did you grow up, and how did you find yourself to be a principal?
Sure. So I grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska, and moved to Illinois to go to college at McMurray College in Jacksonville, and met my wife there. In education now for 18 years, most of that in school administration. And just realized as I was teaching in my third grade classroom that I wanted to have more impact on what was going on in a school.
So how do you think our middle schools here in Decatur will stand out from other middle schools?
As we've worked with teachers and parents to kind of put together course offerings, and as we think about the experience we want kids to have in middle school, I think we're going to be a place that people come to see how it works. We've got a lot of choice for students. We have used student voice through surveys to get classes offered that they're interested in taking. We're going to be doing our academy model, so the school within a school is going to help give them still a sense of belonging, even though we have a larger population. So I think that that's going to be a huge benefit for the students and the teachers. So I just think that the design has been so well thought out that it actually is going to, even though we have a bigger student population, seem like a much more student-centered, academically focused experience for kids as they come through the middle school.
Why do you feel it's the right choice to merge Stephen Decatur and Thomas Jefferson?
So one of the benefits is the increase in student population. I think when we get more kids in a school, we have a lot more flexibility to offer more courses, to offer more sections of courses, to try and make, again, their experience in their classes exactly what we want it to be. So I think that that's the biggest benefit, is just the flexibility it gives us with the number of staff and number of students to make those things happen.
So there's been a lot of concern over class sizes and student-teacher ratio. Could you explain how the merging affects class population?
Yeah, it actually will have a positive effect in student-to-teacher ratio. Capped classes at 25, so there's not going to be a class larger than that. Right now, as we look at enrollment and sort of student elections to what classes they wanted to take, we're looking at most classes being around 23 to 24 kids, so we're underneath that cap. There have been a few instances, especially with the elective classes, where those numbers have been larger in past experiences, and so we'll be able to keep those at a more manageable level.
So safety is the number one priority for our students. And with the merging of the middle schools, will we see any differences in security?
Yeah, so we are relocating the main office as part of the renovation, and with that relocation of the office, we've got a much more secure entry so that our students are not going to be put in any harm's way and checking in with the office. Part of that improvement is also the use of the Raptor system, so using IDs to make sure that the folks coming into the building are safe. We will continue to have the security officers that we hire to help maintain the hallways and classrooms. We are going to have a better feel for student traffic because of the academy model. The students will take most of their courses in a hallway or two rather than bouncing all over the building, so I think that's going to help a lot with security. The students will be in a more contained setting. There will be less crossover of students, so it'll be a more controlled passing period, which I think will also increase the safety and security.
How will the merging affect sports teams? Will there be more competition for fewer spots on the rosters, or how will coaching changes take place?
Yeah, so we were able to go through the hiring process to get all of those coaching positions filled. As our athletic director works with scheduling, try and find as many B team games as we can. So for instance, basketball, there'll still be an A and a B team. We're going to try and get as many of those B team games scheduled as we can. It's going to be a little bit tricky with the transition because a lot of the schedule was already put in place through contracts. So it'll be working with those other schools to make sure we get playing time for as many kids as we can. We're, again, going to do our best to make sure that we maximize rosters so we get as many kids on a list as we're allowed through the IESA. You know, hopefully with the increase in competition for those spots, we will just have more to celebrate as our school does a better job and puts a more competitive team on every playing field.
Will bus routes and school transportation go through any changes that parents should be aware of?
Obviously, we will make sure that every student has a ride to school that needs one. One thing that we're looking at is, are there some situations where neighborhoods that maybe had, they were kind of a boundary neighborhood for both middle schools, now that we can consolidate some routes and make that more efficient. So we hope that that will be very minimal change.
What sort of new programs or academies can we expect to see for students in the merged middle school?
So the academies that we're offering are STEAM, Ag, and Public Service. students were able to choose their priority for those academies. They also then were able to choose their elective classes. So some new things that we'll be offering are a coding and technology class, a leadership class. We will be offering foods and fashion design. We will be offering some art classes. We'll have all of the fine arts band and music and choir. We are also offering some things like video music production. So again, we were able to take the interest from the kids and turn those into courses that we hopefully will get kids really excited to be here.
So do you have any words of advice for parents or families who still may be concerned over the new changes?
Yeah, reach out. We are wanting to make sure everybody feels comfortable and gets questions answered. So we're more than welcome to take phone calls, answer emails, have people come visit so we can walk them through the space, we can show them some of the renovation. So we just want to communicate with as many concerned families as we can to get those questions answered.
Anything else about the middle school project you haven't mentioned that you would like to add?
It's been very promising to see that some of the concerns and fears that are out there about this merge have not really shown up when students are in the same space. And the teachers have been working already these last couple of days to get ready for this merge. They're planning, they're excited. They're looking at ways that they can make these academic experiences very wonderful for students. So I think there's a very positive momentum already, and it's going to be exciting to see what happens in August.
That concludes our segment of DPS Talks with Principal Matt Fraas from Stephen Decatur. Be sure to check out future episodes on our YouTube channel, our Facebook pages, and our district website.